My name is Griffin Pivateau.
Okay.
I'm a professor of legal studies in the Department of Management here at Spears.
Okay, so we have another video of you touching on all things law school, and you had mentioned the bar exam.
One of the things that you will discover in law school is that graduation is sort of a mixed set of emotions, because on the one hand, very happy occasion, you finish grad school. On the other hand, you're still not an attorney, you're still not licensed to practice law. You have to go take this bar exam, which is a test, usually a 2-day test, after you finished law school. One of the surprising aspects of the bar exam is that law school doesn't really prepare you for it. That in fact, you have to take an additional course of what we call a bar review course to take the exam. Now, some people do take the exam without going through the bar review course, but that's a risky tactic, and the reason why is that if you fail the exam, you cannot practice law. So they only give the exam twice a year, in July and February, and if you fail the July exam, you don't get to take it again until the following February, and your results don't come out for 2 months after that. So even if you pass it on the second occasion, you're looking at April, almost a year since you graduated law school. Most graduates will take a bar review course. The bar review courses, there's several different options, ranging from a couple of $100 up to thousands of dollars to take the course. If you are already hired by a law firm, sometimes those law firms will pay for your bar review course, but that's probably not the norm. Ordinarily, that's one more expense that you have to bear in order to get a job. 2011, I think we saw the first instance of what's called the uniform bar exam. The uniform bar exam is a 2-day test. There's 2 parts to it. One is a multiple choice part, and the other is an essay part. And what they do is they test the major subjects, the kind of subjects that you will take in your first or second year of law school. The good news about the uniform bar exam is I think most people will agree that it is easier than the state-specific exams. That's one good aspect of it. The 2 sections, the essay and the multiple choice, are weighted equally. And what you get through the uniform bar exam is the ability to move from state to state much more easily than you would otherwise do. Because historically, to move to another state, you had to pass that state bar exam. And so with the uniform bar exam, you may be able to make your test portable, meaning you could take the exam in Oklahoma, but then start practicing law in Texas. Now, every state can set a different passing score for the exam. In Oklahoma, the passing score is 264. In Texas, the passing score is 270. So you could take an Oklahoma exam and practice in Texas, but you must score higher than 270. The way the numbers work is that 400 is a perfect score, but 300 will put you in the top 90%, the 90th percentile. One of the good aspects of the bar exam is that you can take it multiple times. There's no time limit. You could take it a dozen times if necessary to pass the test. However, again, they only give it twice a year, so you do have to be cognizant of that. The other aspect of the taking it multiple times is that most people will pass the exam eventually. So in Oklahoma, for instance, almost 90% of applicants will eventually pass the bar exam. So you have that on your side, is that most people will pass.
Does this exam ever expire? Like, do you have to, once you pass, you're good to, you don't have to retake it?
You do not have to retake the exam right now. And every state can set its own rules. And so we may see in the future that they won't accept your score. You know, that was more than a few years ago. But as of now, your score is going to be valid for whatever state that you want to try to get licensed in.